Russia steps into the raging Iran-United States confrontation as Washington prepares to intensify its military campaign, and Tehran defiantly refuses to bow to mounting pressure. With missiles flying, drones roaring across the skies, and global powers circling the battlefield, Moscow is now bringing a new dimension to the crisis, one that could reshape the balance of this rapidly escalating war. Russia says it is ready to help de-escalate the escalating conflict involving Iran. The Kremlin announced that President Vladimir Putin has offered several options to mediate and reduce tensions surrounding the war. According to the Kremlin, the proposals were discussed during a phone call between Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump. Officials say Moscow presented ideas aimed at quickly ending the conflict, though the details of those proposals have not been made public. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that Russia had been offering mediation even before the conflict entered its military phase. He said several of those proposals are still on the table, and Russia remains ready to assist if all sides are willing to engage. Peskov added that resolving the crisis would require multiple agreements and understandings between the parties involved. He said Moscow is prepared to help to the best of its ability, but urged patience as diplomatic channels continued to operate. Trump confirmed the conversation with Putin, saying the Russian leader wants to be helpful in addressing the Iran conflict. However, the U.S. president also suggested that Russia could do more by first ending its war in Ukraine. Russia, which maintains a strategic partnership with Iran, has condemned the military campaign launched by the United States and Israel against the Islamic Republic. At the same time, the conflict has driven global oil prices higher, something that could benefit Russia as a major energy exporter. Meanwhile, Washington has raised concerns that Moscow could be sharing intelligence with Tehran. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff recently urged Russia not to provide targeting data that could help Iranian forces strike American positions in the region. The Kremlin has declined to comment on those reports, but confirmed that communication channels between Moscow and Washington remain active. Officials say ongoing contacts are allowing both sides to exchange messages on some of the most sensitive issues in the escalating conflict. Earlier, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi called for an immediate ceasefire in the escalating Middle East conflict. Wang said the war should never have happened and warned that the violence benefits no one. He urged all parties involved in the conflict to stop the fighting and return to diplomacy. According to Wang, negotiations and equal dialogue remain the only viable path to resolving the crisis and preventing the flames of war from spreading across the wider region. The Chinese foreign minister also portrayed Beijing as a major pillar of stability in a world facing growing geopolitical turmoil.
This is a war that should not have happened, and one that benefits no party. The Middle East's history has repeatedly taught us that force is not the solution, and resorting to arms will only fuel new hatred and create new crises.
The Chinese side wishes to once again call for an immediate halt to all military actions to prevent the situation from repeatedly escalating and to avoid the conflict from spilling over and spreading widely.
We assert that the sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity of Iran and all countries in the Gulf region should be fully respected and must remain inviolable.
Middle East affairs should be decided independently by the countries of the region. Planning color revolutions and orchestrating regime change is not popular.
The Chinese side has consistently advocated for the principle that peace is paramount. All parties concerned should return to the negotiating table as quickly as possible to resolve their differences through fair and equal dialogue and make dedicated efforts to achieve collective security for everyone.
Major global powers should uphold fairness and pursue the righteous path, contributing more positive energy to Middle East peace and development.
As a genuine friend and a strategic partner to the nations of the Middle East, we, the Chinese side, are fully prepared to join hands with them to actively implement the Global Security Initiative, to restore much-needed order to the Middle East, to bring back peace and a sense of calm to its people, and ultimately to restore lasting peace to the entire world. Thank you.
Iran's Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi has said that Tehran was prepared to continue attacks for as long as necessary. While speaking to U.S. broadcaster PBS News, Araghchi said negotiations with the United States were no longer on the agenda. Araghchi's remark comes amid the Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson saying that Tehran had refused requests for a ceasefire from countries including France, Russia, and China.
Some contacts are being held with the Islamic Republic of Iran, as you follow in the news, from China, Russia, France, and even some countries in the region are in contact with us, and other countries, both Islamic and non-Islamic ones. Some of them, yes, are actually willing to act to stop this war or establish a ceasefire. Well, this is their request and we are fulfilling it.
The cessation of this war is in the hands of the Islamic Republic of Iran. This means that whenever the Islamic Republic of Iran decides for them to stop, the ultimate decision rests with the Islamic Republic of Iran in this matter, because they were the ones who committed aggression. They carried out armed attacks.
We must actually stop when we can feel or have a guarantee that these aggressive actions will not happen again and that they will accept full responsibility for their own actions. These two conditions, they must accept responsibility. It's not like they'll just come today and say stop and ceasefire, and we'll say very well and it's all over. We currently hold the upper hand. Look, every single effort they have made has utterly failed. Even now, they have not achieved their objectives. The Islamic Republic of Iran has inflicted severe and painful losses upon the Zionist regime, America, and their allies. Just observe the state of the global economy and energy. This is extremely painful for them. So you see, we have delivered truly devastating blows in this regard. So, we actually have the upper hand here, and therefore the Islamic Republic of Iran will determine the end of the war.
Earlier, Donald Trump claimed that the war in the Middle East would end very soon.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very
to...
soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are two levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But two levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
The Iranian military has also slammed Trump over his claims, even as a Wall Street Journal report claimed that Trump's advisors had urged the U.S. president to exit from the war.